Well, it's that time of month again. It's time to grease the bearings in this. And of course, every time I push record around here, there's an aircraft overhead. Guess it comes with living near a RAF base. In any case, I'm a little bit lazy today, so I'm going to take a different approach to this. Now this, by the way, is an 8-wheel drive amphibious ATV, meaning it floats on water and can operate to some degree like a very slow boat. In any case, every time you go in the water, amongst cleaning off the brackish water off this and trying to keep the salt off it, which I clearly didn't do this trip, you also need to pump a little bit of grease into the outer bearings. You've got to do that on the inners as well, but far less frequently. So normally these holes here on the wheels, you can line them up to the top to get the grease gun in. I parked a little close to the fence today. Normally I'd roll it back off the trailer and put it on the ground, or I'd roll it back in the trailer a little bit and line these all up. But there's a problem, there's not quite enough room to do that, and you'll notice that these two are in a different position to those two holes. That's because the chains are a bit loose because they've worn in or stretched over time, and it skipped a couple of links and these have got around. Tomorrow morning I'm getting the chains changed over because I'm lazy and don't want to do that myself. So today I think I'm going to come up with a solution on how to change the grease or redo the grease without having to move it off the trailer. I have in here a grease fitting that clips on sideways. That should allow me to just reach in there and hit it with my grease gun without having to go through the wheel. See how this works. Alright, we need a grease rag, and we need our grease gun, which hopefully it should pump grease through. This thing sort of has a bit of a hit and miss when you get a little bit of bubble in the cartridge. So we can bonk you on like that, and with luck we can go down the side here, and the rag here is also used to clean the nipple off first. Hey, we clean off our grease nipple here. We get our fitting. Most of this one I have to do by feel. The camera can probably see it a lot better. Push it on. Where are we? Okay. That looks better. 3, 4, 5. There you go, there's a drip of water coming out. There we go, there's grease coming out. You don't need to do any more. All these grease rags looking a little bit messy. The turf, I guess. The front ones always seem to be the ones that get more water in them than everything else. So they're the ones I tend to pay the most attention to. We get a little bit of grease coming out. So that's good. That'll build a bit of pressure in there, which should force the water out. With that, we're done. Now we need some grit mitts. Alright. Now, these guys have sponsored me in the past, and this is some of the stuff that they sent me. This video itself is not sponsored by them, but I like to give them the shout out because they have looked after me. And the stuff is actually very good. I originally come across these guys when I was looking for replacements for Solvol because they stopped making the block, and the liquid stuff was pretty useless, and so I ended up buying, well, they sent me a few to try out, and then ended up buying 200 blocks of their soap. Then a little bit later on they said, look, do you want to try some of this stuff out? And so I did a bit of a sponsorship deal with them on that as well. But this stuff you put straight onto dry hands and bye bye grease. There's nothing else I found that really works quite as well as this. Now, I should point out that the stuff I'm using is marine prop shaft grease. It's a waterproof grease that's designed to go tacky in contact with water. it really does not wash off very well. But there's every speck of it is gone, even the bit on my arm. There's just one application. Alright, so gonna get more grease on my hands, trying to get grease off other things. That's just the way the grease gun goes. Alright, it's always going to be a little greasy, so I'm not going to wipe it down too much. There's some adjustment I need to do on that fitting in a bit too. Alright, definitely getting one of these kits is really worth it, especially this extension bit. And for the double cardan joint on the 6-wheel drive Ambo, this is really great for getting inside that double cardan joint. I do also have right angle fittings like this as well. It's just a whole bunch of really handy bits and bobs in here. I think we're done. That's how you grease an 8-wheel drive.